This movie is a cinematic masterpiece filled with stunning visuals, heart-wrenching moments that make you laugh, cry, and leave you feeling deeply moved. It's a film that reminds us of the power of storytelling, how small divisions evolve into bigger hierarchies, and how its repercussions slip by our fingers. Prithvi Konanur, the director of this much acclaimed film, is a former software professional. His entry into screenwriting started with an English screenplay titled The Abiding, which was optioned for the Hollywood film with horror director Rob Schmidt. Equipped with this experience, Konano went to the New York Film Academy and studied filmmaking. He has also directed Alagalu in 2012, Railway Children in 2016, and Pinky Ellie in 2020. And topping off this incredible list, Hadinelantu in 2022. Hadinelantu was in the recommend section of Film Bazaar 2021. It premiered at the Busan IFF 2022 with a nomination for the Kim Ji-suk Award and was chosen as the opening film of the Indian Panorama section of the 53rd IFFI Goa. Hadinelantu premiered at the Hong Kong International Film Festival in March 2023. So let's kick back and get settled for this outstanding feature film.
Thank you so much, for spending 2 hours of your time. I don't know how engaging it was for you guys, but hope at least some of you enjoyed the film. So right now the film is doing festival rounds. In fact, today there is a screening in Hong Kong International Film Festival. In May there will be a couple of screenings at the New York Indian Film Festival. So there are some more film festivals that are yet to confirm and officially announce. So while this is going on, we are hopeful of releasing the film theatrically somewhere towards the end of May or maybe in the first or second week of June. So that's the plan for the film. So if you guys have any questions, if you want to, if you have any comments, then you're welcome to share that. I can't hear you because of the fans. Not really. See, this was explored actually. The story was completely explored, researched and explored. Only the inciting incidents, they have happened quite a lot. It's not new that such incidents have taken place in various schools and colleges. So that was there on my mind. But then where do you take it? Where do you take the story towards? For that, I did a lot of research. It took some years to do writing and rewriting. And that's the result. And I know that there is still a lot of story. And if we are able to make this financially, reasonably successful, then there will be a sequel. There is plenty of stories to be made. So there is a lot of stories to be told because there are so many characters and so many. It's only building up. So many court cases are just happening. So the sequel, if we get to make a sequel, it's going to be a lot more thrilling than this one. From the get-go, it will be court cases and social issues, and that's what it's going to be. So we'll see how this goes. Yes, not only the characters. I mean, see, with respect to characters, of course, you could see that most of them had whites and blacks. More importantly, we still don't know the motivations of most of those characters. What motivated them? I mean, why did the principal take action in this case? Why did the vice principal want to expel the girl? Was it really because of her previous acts, or was there something else? And what is the motivation of the board president? We still don't know. The motivations are unclear, because in life mostly that's how it is. We never know what is the what's behind an action, what's the thought behind an action. So that's the reason why we kept the characters and their motivations, objectives slightly ambiguous. So that means I will get to explore a lot more. If there is a sequel, I will get to explore all those things in the sequel. Yeah, and even now we don't know who leaked the video. He says he shared it with somebody, but we don't know whether that's what led to the actual leakage of the video. So there is plenty to explore if there is a sequel. You can share comments also, whatever you felt like. Sorry. Yeah. Again, see, this is what I said. These motivations which I didn't explore, what motivated him to do that, I get to explore them in the sequel if there is going to be. So as of now, I will say that I don't know, because I haven't really attached a motivation to that. Maybe it's that, or maybe it's something else. Maybe it's something more selfish. We will see in the sequel. Sorry? See, that was meant more like a segue to the towards what's coming, because it's almost the end of the film, and yet the feeling is that it's only the beginning of the story. It's for this segment, yes, whatever we saw, it may be the end. There is no conclusion, but it's just a segue towards another bigger story for all the characters involved. So that's why I wanted to show a path leading towards the future. We don't know what is there. It's just murky, and we will see what lies ahead. Sorry. Yeah, well, city. It's because it's set in the city, and say another thing is, unfortunately we couldn't shoot this film the way we wanted. We couldn't shoot it outside a lot because it was shot in the middle of the COVID. There were a lot of masks and other things, so we had a lot of restrictions. So because of which we had to restrict the locations to the college and some other locations, and not go directly into the streets, because the moment you went to the street, you would see masks. Now, masks are not an issue, provided you incorporate that story into your narrative. But we didn't do that. So if that was already a part of your story, that COVID or masks or whatever, coronavirus, then that would have been different. But because of those things, we had some restrictions. We couldn't shoot it actually in the streets, and that's why I couldn't show a lot of the city. Actually, if you watch my previous films, there is plenty of city that I have shown. But in this, unfortunately, because of that, we kind of restricted this. Well, again, see, like I said, with many of the characters, we have kept their intentions ambiguous, so that we can explore them again in the if there is a sequel, we get to explore them. But otherwise, see, whatever I have, let's assume there is no sequel, then all these questions is up to interpretations. However you choose to interpret, that's fine, because ultimately that's what happens with any work of art, any film or literature, whatever. Once it is out there, it's for the people to interpret. So if there is a sequel, maybe I will interpret. Otherwise, it's up to you, your own interpretation. Thank you so much. Thank you. And see, as a part of the promotion leading towards the release, we are actually taking the film to a few more colleges and screening the films. So what we are doing is for the students who watch the film, we want to hold a contest, a small contest. So you write a review for the film on IMDb and then post it on your social media, wherever it is, so, Facebook or wherever you are present, post it. With the hashtag Hadinelentu, and of course with also the hashtag of your college name. So, and make sure that you post it with an ID, even on IMDb, with an ID that we can recognize. Because towards the end of May, we want to announce, we want to go through these reviews, and we want to give an award to the top 3 reviews that we find on IMDb. So we are from today we are starting it. Actually, this is the first time we are showing it in a college. So far, the film has been screened at film festivals. From now on, it will be screening in various colleges also. So we'll be announcing this contest in all the colleges wherever we screen it. So in the end, we will announce the winners towards the end of May. So please do that. Please write a review on IMDb and then post it with the hashtag of the name of the film and the name of your college. Uh, that's a good question. I don't know if I have the direct answer to that. You see, it's all in the writing. It's all in the writing. You see, that's where we are failing in our films. Actually, it's in the writing that's where we are failing. That is where you have to strike a balance. You have to keep some of the things ambiguous. Because if I had taken any stand here and leaned towards any of the characters, then it would have either looked awkward or looked biased or looked motivated. So to be sensitive in the sense, you are welcome to explore and show anything, even violence for that matter, anything. That won't make any difference. What makes the difference is that how you as the filmmaker or as the writer choose to take a position based on that issue. Of course, in some cases, you will have to take a position. If there is let's say, a murder, then you obviously take the side of the victim and not the murderer. But then, in a situation like this, we don't know where the fault is. Somehow, because of the complexity of our society and our systems, things are going out of control. That's, of course, for this film. But otherwise, the idea should be to look at the characters, the situations slightly more objectively from an outsider's point of view, and not take any sides. That would help you. But that doesn't mean you have to tone down your film. No, show as much violence as you want to show. Show anything, vulgarity. Not vulgarity, but anything that you want to show. You feel that this is what is the part of the story. Feel free to show that. But make sure that you stay out of it. You stay out of that circle and look at it objectively and don't take sides. When you do that, no matter how violent or how maybe you have used very bad language in your films, an audience will not feel that you have done it on purpose. He will see that it's only like an observation. That's what the director is doing. It's just an observation of a situation. That will make it a kind of detachment from the subject is how you deal with such sensitive subjects. That requires a lot of work. It requires work. Screenwriting is a tricky subject, and another thing is the moment you start, if you, I don't know how many of you are interested in screenwriting. If you start writing, Doesn't mean that the first screenplay you are writing is a good one. It takes a lot of time and effort to learn that, and even after learning, you feel that okay. See, because when I watch my films, honestly, even this film or my previous films, I only see mistakes, and I don't mean like one or two mistakes. I see hundreds of thousands of mistakes in terms of writing, in terms of direction, everything. So it's a learning process for all of us, even for me. Because now when I look back, I see a lot of missed opportunities. I see a lot of places where I could have done differently. So that is there. That's a part of it. You can't help it. So it's a process. It doesn't come to anybody straight away. It takes time. Well, actually, if you think about it, most of them are victims in the end. In the end, they're all victims. Well, Deepa is facing most of the problems because of her economic situation, her social background, caste, gender, all these things. That's true. But still, they're all victims in one way or another. Even the principal, for that matter, the boy, the family, they're all victims only. But just the trouble that they go through, it varies. The more financially secure you are, the less you see the wrath of the situations. But if you're poor, if you come from from a vulnerable caste, vulnerable social group, then you obviously face more difficulties. So that's why you see, even with the boys' family, I showed them as suffering only from the very beginning. It's not that they are joyous of whatever happened. It's a punishment for them also. But of course, they can get through it because they are financially better off, and of course their education and other things. So that was the whole. Hopefully, it's given you something. It was not a waste of your time. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Konanu. That was an enthralling class for all the participants. It was enlightening to be part of a discourse that talked about ambiguous motivations, the extensive layering of the movie, and objective filmmaking. The film screamed and whispered about caste, gender, and authority. Thank you again for that incredible film and for sharing your thoughts with us. Now, I invite Sir Uni Vijayan, currently a faculty at Srishti Manipal Institute of Art, Design and Technology, who received a national award for film editing in 1999 and for Best Film in English Language in 2012, to present the memento to Mr. Konanur. Sir, please accept this token of gratitude and appreciation. Muscle Press, Bookchor, Gurbanji, and Ad6 for sponsoring Milap 2023. Let me also thank you all for coming here today and making this event a success. I hope that the masterclass and the movie gave you a new perspective to ponder upon. Thank you. Thank you.